You have to start prioritizing progress rather than trying to prioritize perfection. Because when you prioritize perfection, you're going towards something that's not really that ideal. When we think of the word perfect, we literally think of something perfect, something with no flaws. You don't really have to understand the journey behind it. You just see that it's perfect right then and there because that's what you see. You don't understand the progress or what that person did to get there or what that thing did to get there. You just see the result. When we're only focused on the result solely, that's when we end up tripping ourselves up sometimes. So when I say progress, in your progress, compared to perfection, in perfection, you're not really able to make mistakes because it's so perfect, right? In progress, you're allowed to make mistakes. You're allowed to go back, go around the corner a couple of times and just see what really and honestly works for you. So if you ask me, straight up, I'm going to tell you progress every single time. Because you got to think, your progress is going to get you somewhere, but the progress is only there because you trusted the process. The progress and the process go hand in hand just like that. So you being able to say, even though the process is going to be ugly sometimes, there's going to be some bumps in the road, are you going to stay in there and stand the course and just get through it because you have to? You have to do it. If you really want to get to that end goal of perfection in your eyes, if that's what it is, then you have to first trust the process. Then you have to indulge and be in love with the progress that you make. Because maybe it's a couple of days, a couple of hours, or a couple of years or something. It's not going to be the same for everyone. And that's where a lot of us end up messing up because we love comparison. It's all in the media, Instagram, Snapchat, Twitter, whatever it is. There's a lot of comparison going on, so there's not a lot of individuality. There's not many people that are just genuinely themselves because they see other people perfect. They see them as perfect because they only see their end goal. They don't see what they had to do to get there. You know what I mean? Those top influencers, those artists, they didn't always start out with all the followers, or they didn't start out with the smash hit. You know what I'm saying? Some of them did, but I'm saying for like the most part, not everybody started off so hot. They had to go through a little bit of the mud to get to where they are now. And I guarantee you, because they went through that mud and that process was a little bit ugly, I guarantee you they appreciate where they're at so much more now because they said that they were going to stay the course even though it wasn't that comfortable. We have to tell ourselves the exact same thing. So start telling yourself the exact same thing. If you're striving towards like a worthy ideal or a worthy goal that it's just been in your head. It's been in your head to do since you were a kid or just a long time in general. Is it worth not trusting the process and going through with the progress to get there? Because when you strive for perfection to get there, it's going to be really hard because you don't give yourself any type of leeway to make mistakes or to find out what works for you. You got to do that. Trial and error is a big part of progress. Huge part of progress. I mean, some days you might take 5 steps forward and then another day you might take 10 and a half steps back. But because you were able to see and gauge like where you were, you're able to see what works for you and what doesn't. So straight up, man, you can't keep allowing yourself to compare yourself and your journey and your progress to what other people are doing. Because, okay, maybe you want to get to the exact place they're at. You might not have the exact same progress as them or the process as them because they're a different person. They had to do it differently. I mean, you're seeing them in it. Obviously, they had to do something different because, I mean, like the time is different. You know what I mean? It's not always going to match up, so you can't really base what you're going to do off of what they did or what they're doing because it might not work for you. I'm not saying that it won't, because sometimes it will, but you have to find what works for you, and striving for perfection is not going to allow you to do that. You have to give yourself a little bit of breathing room. So when you do that, you're focusing only on the progress and trusting the process. So when you do that, you automatically allow yourself to have the chance to win. And that's what we all want. We all want to win. So allow yourself to fall in love with the progress. Even if you take, like I said, 3 steps forward and 2 steps back the next day, you're still able to progress. You can't do that with perfection. We're humans. We're the most imperfect beings there are. Perfection just doesn't align with us. It's just how it is. So when we strive for that, we give ourselves a very unrealistic ideal or a very unrealistic journey. You can't focus on perfection the entire time. You got to fall down a couple times. But it's not about how many times you fall down. It's about what you do to get up. What are you going to do differently to get to where you want to go? What are you going to do differently to ensure that you don't fall as many times? Because I guarantee you, like when you make it or when you're about to make it, I guarantee you're going to fall a couple more times. And that's okay. That's normal. But you have to get up. And every time that you get up with a new lesson that you didn't have before you fell. So appreciate it. Straight like that. Prioritize your progress and never prioritize your perfection. Because your perfection will lead you down a long, long hallway of disappointment, while progress will allow you to appreciate the journey that you have in your hands right now. Not only the journey that you have in your hands right now, but where you will be after you were persistent, after you were consistent, and after you just trusted and you relaxed. So prioritize your progress and trust the process. And that's basically it for me. I mean, like I say in every single one of my videos, I know this from personal experience because it's helped me. It's currently helping me. I know for a fact that it'll help you too. Be patient with yourself, be fair to yourself, and be kind to yourself. All right? So appreciate all the love that y'all are giving me. I appreciate y'all. Y'all have a good one, and I'll catch y'all in the next one. Peace.